ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beat the Book. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, MattyBets, joined by my partner in crime.
BigAL Bettor, how you doing tonight, Matt?
Good. Ready for football, like always. How's basketball going for you? Before, let's just do a little side note, little side piece, if you will. How's basketball going?
Sidebar.
A little sidebar, yeah.
Thursday night, perfect night. I got every single pick right. There are 4 games. I pick over under the spread, so that's 8 total picks. My parlay hit. That was a massive night. And then Friday night, which was last night, I called you because we were halfway through the games. There were 9 of them, so 18 picks I gave out, and I hit 14 of 18.
Just insane. Just insane
So
quality. Good by you. Good for the fans that actually do follow along with the basketball. NBA bets, those
yeah,
things are booming right now. You're swinging a hot bat, so hopefully you can keep swinging
hot
that.
bat.
And just want to let you guys know if you guys do bet on basketball, we also do that here on the channel too. You guys will see some of the videos; they'll pop up and suggested where it's like NBA, and you guys will be like, "Wait, what? They do NBA too?" It's like, hey, we're doing everything here. We're a sports betting channel. We're not just an NFL channel. So, with that being said, we are talking about NFL in this. Let's get back on track. We're talking Monday Night Football, Bucks at the Chiefs, over under set at 45.5, and the spread's at +9 for you and +9.5 for me on the Bucks, and then obviously -9 and -9.5 on the Chiefs. Take it away. What do you like here?
Man, I honestly was shocked when I saw it was 9. I'll be honest. I was thinking I didn't look at the lines at all. I just in my head I knew it was Chiefs Bucks for Monday Night Football, and I know I was in my head I was like, okay, what's the spread going to be for this? Like I know there's no Mike Evans and no Chris Godwin, but I was thinking probably 5, maybe 6 points, and then I pull it up and it's 9. And that blew my mind. I did not expect to get the Bucks, who have had a great record so far and have won a lot of games, to be a +9 team in a Monday Night Football spot. So honestly, I like the Bucks here +9. I think it's too many points. The Chiefs haven't blown people away this year. They play in close games where their defense does enough, and then Mahomes is magical at the end to win them the games. They don't come in and dust people. The only team they really dusted this year was the Niners, from what I
Which,
recollect.
which rightfully
Every the
so
game's
too.
been
I
right.
mean, they want a little bit of revenge, letting him know, like, hey, we beat you guys in the Super Bowl. We'll beat you in the regular season too. Like, I think it was more so a statement win than anything. Like every
Yes.
other game this year, like with the Raiders, that was also a statement win. There was some off-season stuff that happened with the Raiders and a Kermit Frog or Kermit Puppet and Mahomes. So, if you guys want to know about that, you guys can look it up. It's all over the internet and stuff like that. Probably really easy to find. But yeah, like you said though, the Chiefs haven't really been blowing anybody out. Uh, it's kind of just been they're just playing to their opponent. They're playing to their opponent's level. So if that's defense has to step up, defense will step up. If the defense can have a little bit of leeway and the offense has to keep up, then there you go. But like you said, yeah, Mahomes just at the end of the game, usually fourth quarter, it's crunch time. Mahomes leads them to the end zone. They score, they get a field goal, whatever, to be able to win the game.
And mind you, this is a Bucks team that they lost Chris Godwin, they lost Mike Evans in that game against the Ravens, but they made that a game. I mean, it was close. It was close until the very end, and then Baker's trying to go down and come back from a huge deficit, and then what happens, and you get Godwin gone for the year. But I mean, they don't have a ton of weapons right now. They got Cade Otton, Sterling Shepard, and then some other guy that I can't even remember the name of. And then they've got
Oh,
the 2
yeah.
running backs, Todd White and Bucky Irving. But you got Baker. Baker's been balling. He looks good this year. So I'm going to trust the +9 and just they're going to find a way to keep the game close. I just don't see how the Chiefs blow them out, personally.
Yeah. I mean, they are a different team without their 2 stars. Obviously, having lost both of your star receivers. Obviously, one's for the season, one's not for the season, but still not going to be playing in this game. It's going to be a tough task to go up and have a chance to win this game against the Chiefs. So I don't like the Bucks to win this game. I think it'd be cool if they do, just because I don't want to see the Chiefs undefeated. But then again, for the
Sure.
Chiefs, I mean, if you're taking money line bets, if you're a money line better, I mean, the Chiefs have made you some money this year for sure. But with that being said, I do like the Bucks at 9.5. Literally in my notes right here, I have too many points not to take it. Like it's just too many
Yeah, that's
points,
how I
like you
feel.
said. Yeah, like the Chiefs haven't been beating people by a ton of points, and I like Baker. Baker's a dog, like we know this. Like Baker's going to keep them
Right.
close no matter what weapons he has. So I like Baker to be able to keep this game within 9 points, and they'll be able to cover the spread for us for sure. And then on the over under, I do like the over. I think 45.5. I think they're thinking that the Chiefs are going to score a lot of points and the Bucks aren't, and I like this game
Okay.
to be a lot more competitive than they think. So I like each team, score a decent amount of points and, keep it entertaining and be, around 50, 55, somewhere around that
I
point
agree,
threshold.
and people forget. What was that? Just last week, Tampa Bay went in to play Atlanta again, and they made that a game with nobody. I mean, it was Baker and K. Dotton and those running backs, and pretty much they just and they went in there and that was high scoring. So I mean, don't count Baker out, man. Baker's a dog, and he's been balling this year. So I mean, he leads the league in touchdown passes.
Exactly.
People forget.
And we'll see how that goes. I mean, last week I'm pretty sure he threw 3. Might have thrown a 4th one near the end of the game, but I mean, he had at least 3. I know that. So I like Baker. Yeah, Baker's been killing it, and that's without Godwin and Evans last week too. So
And
he still do it.
this channel's called Beat the Book, and so sometimes as bettors you have to kind of put yourself in the mindset of the book. Like, because you're playing chess with the book. What does the book want me to do here? And when they make the Chiefs -9, I think they are counting on the public opinion of a bad Tampa Bay team with no weapons playing against this stacked Chiefs team that's undefeated. Oh yeah, of course, just take the -9. Don't think about it. Just, it's the public favorite. It's a public darling. They're all going to pile in on it, even though it's way too many points. And then the Bucks come in and cover, and the books make tons of money.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to be on the other side of that.
That's
We're
how
going to
I'm
make
seeing
some
the
money
situation.
too. Yeah,
that's how
for
I
sure.
see it.
I agree with you on that. But all right, cool. Did you say if you're on the over or under? You said the over, right?
I'm also on the over. Yeah, like I said, they went into Atlanta and were able to muck it up. So I think they're going to be able to score some points with against the Chiefs.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There you have it. Those are our picks for the game. How we see it going. We both agree on this one. So we'll see how this goes. Our track record hasn't been that great when we both agree on everything, but we'll see. This is where we're going to write the ship. It's going to be an over. Bucks are going to cover, and it's going to be it'll be a great Wednesday video for us.
Just take that winning ticket to the window, baby. That's my plan.
Exactly. All right, cool. Jumping in, 4-pick parlay. What do you got for me?
Yes. Okay, so this one is it's one of the bigger ones I've had in a pick.
Oh Lord.
So I kept it pretty simple. There were 2 like quote unquote reaches. Okay, so I got Baker passing for 225. I got Mahomes passing for 225. Then I got Baker rushing for 25. We've seen him do it a bunch of times this year. And I think without having the weapons he has, he's going to have to get out of the pocket and make some more moves with his legs. So 25 plus rushing for Baker. And then I got K. Dotton, who's become his favorite target since the other 2 went out, at 60 plus receiving yards.
Okay.
Pays out plus 1,000.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit bigger of a one. Normally we're keeping it under 4 digits, but you got it up to 4 digits. That's cool. I like that. The passing yards, I do agree with. What'd you have Mahomes at?
225, just like Baker.
Okay. I don't know if I like that a lot. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be running the ball a ton or not, but that's the only one that scares me because Mahomes hasn't really thrown a ton of yards this year. So that's the only one. Like, obviously, Baker's going to be hucking the rock probably all day. Probably see him with like 40, 45 pass attempts. But I do like that, though, and I like the K. Dotton. I was going to put him on mine for yardage. I decided not to. I went a different route. But like you said, that's his favorite receiver now. And he showed last week, like, he's actually really athletic and has great hands. Like, he had a lot of catches last week where it was like, dang, like one-handed over a defender. Like, that's what you want to see from a player that you're going to take for either 60 yards or that you also just want to see on a team like with Baker, like what Baker wants to see and what the Bucks want to see. Like, okay, this is a reliable target that we're going to throw to now that Evans is gone, Godwin is gone. So I like that pick a lot.
Right.
And for mine, jumping to mine, mine's a little bit different, but there is one thing I want to talk about before I get into this. So, like you already talked about earlier, I was going to mention it, but you already did. Baker leads the league in passing touchdowns, right? He has 21 of them. And you're getting plus money odds on him to throw over 1.5 touchdowns. How does that make any sense? And last week, like I said, he threw. Yeah, but last week he was out of weapons and threw 3. So I don't know. I think that they're kind of buffing up the Chiefs' defense to be more than they are. I don't know. I like Baker here. That's my first leg on this. Is Baker passing touchdowns over 1.5. Then we got DeAndre Hopkins, 40 plus receiving yards. Love that pick. He's the number 1 receiver over there now. Now that Rashee Rice is out and all that. And then we also got Hopkins, 4 plus receptions. I do this a lot, and a lot of the time it does hit when you take a receiver for yards. He normally gets around 4 to 5 catches because he needs that to be able to get to the 40 yards. And then last but not least, K. Dotton, you already mentioned it, should be a focal point of this offense. Anytime touchdown. Love that. This parlay plays out plus 797.
How many yards did you have for D-Hop?
40. And it's like an even money bet at 40.
Okay, right.
Which I
Just
was
kind of
just
his
like,
line.
that's kind of crazy because I originally thought that I'd have to take him for like 50, and then I looked and I was like, nope, I can actually take him for 40. I love that. So
Well, like you said, not Baker, but Mahomes hasn't been lighting the league on fire with yards this year like in past seasons. But we looked it up right before we went live here because we were debating on how good the Bucs defense was because I said it was pretty good and you said it was trailer trash. And we found out that the Buccaneers are 29th in the league in against the pass. So
yeah. So like
not
I
exactly.
said, yeah, not exactly great. And I
No,
didn't
not
say
exactly great.
trailer trash. That's a little harsh. I didn't
But
say that they were
also,
the
but also,
Panthers.
but also up there against, the other two that were up there were Ravens and Vikings. And are we calling those teams trash?
That's fair. But their
It's
defenses
like
are better.
when
Like when I watch them on
are they better?
Sundays, I can see a difference. It's literally a difference. When you
If you
watch the
take
Ravens
away,
or the Bucks defense, there is a
there's
difference.
an argument. There's an argument to be had, and I've heard other shows make this comment. Actually, Michael Lombardi, shout out again. He made this comment. He said, if you take away the yards, if you take away Kirk Cousins' 2 games against the Bucks and his 1 game against the Panthers, he's a pedestrian quarterback this year.
Well,
But in both those games, he threw for tons of touchdowns and tons of yards, and so it inflates his stats. And so the same thing could be said if you look at the Bucks defense. If you take away the Kirk Cousins games, their defense doesn't look so bad, and I guarantee you they wouldn't be at 29th. They gave up 500 yards to Kirk and 4 touchdowns, so that's going to sway some things.
okay, but looking pedestrian is different than being pedestrian because Mahomes has looked pedestrian at best this year with his lack of stats, his lack of yards, lack of touchdowns. Like he's not lighting the league on fire anymore like he was. So
Yeah, but
does that mean that
he doesn't
Mahomes is
have he
pedestrian?
doesn't have
Does that mean
the
that he's
he doesn't have
pedestrian
no, he doesn't
based
have
on your
Bijan
logic?
Robinson
So
and Darnell Mooney and Drake London and Kyle Pitts on his team.
yeah, but still, I'm just saying, like, just because they look pedestrian doesn't mean that they are. And you can't just take away games and just try to, like, prove a point. It's like, no, like, they let those games
No, I'm
happen.
just saying
Like, sorry, Kirk Cousins
I'm
is your
saying
kryptonite, but that still
no, no,
goes
no, no, no,
against your
no.
stats.
It's not about letting it happen. It's about divisional games are different than regular season games.
For
Like
sure.
divisional games mean more, and so you show up more for those normally. And so all the point is if you take away the divisional games from the Bucks stats, what's their defense really look like against the rest of the league? Not guys that play them twice a year.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
my only point.
Okay.
So,
Well, there's
all
our
right, let's
four
hop into
pick
touchdowns here.
parlays. Yep. We'll jump into touchdowns here. I do not have a reach this week. Just letting you guys
Wow.
know. No reach this game.
Hey,
I
golf
don't
club,
like
golf club.
okay, so the thing is, like for the Chiefs, we know the offensive weapons that they have there, right? You got Kelsey, you got D Hop now, and you got Xavier Worthy, and then you got the 2 running backs. I mean, I'm just gonna call it the one. It's just Kareem Hunt, but whatever.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Okay, I don't like anybody else on that team to get a touchdown. And I also, with the
Okay.
Bucks, there's a lot of no names there, which we haven't seen enough from, except for Kate Otten to get a touchdown. So that's why I don't have a reach. And normally you have a reach player where it's like, hey, it's a decent player that you're getting plus 400 on because either they haven't gotten a touchdown or they've only had one or it's been a couple weeks. So this week I don't have that just because this is a weird matchup in my opinion, where the Chiefs haven't really been super heavy on the offense and the Bucks have different weapons. So, like I wouldn't be shocked in this game like if the Bucks score 4 touchdowns and one of them is for one of the running backs, then Kate Otten gets 3. Like I could see that happening. It wouldn't
Okay.
be like, oh wow, we got 3. Like so, I don't like anybody else. That's why I don't have a reach. But with that out of the way, we got pretty simple. Kate Otten, he was in my parlay. Have to put him in there at plus 230 because they don't think the Bucks are going to score, which I think is dumb. Then we're going Bucky Irving at plus 270. I like what I've seen from Bucky Irving. He's kind of like that speedster, shifty guy. He's not like he's not the pounder, but I mean, if you're 15, 20 yard line right inside the red zone, I love that. And then we got last but not least Travis Kelsey. He's back, baby. Like he's back. He showed it last week. He's the guy now. Like D Hop's gonna take off some pressure from Kelsey, and it's gonna be the Kelsey show once again, where Kelsey's gonna be balling every week.
Okay. What were the odds on Kelsey?
Plus 115. So not great odds because the book knows what I know, and that's Kelsey. Kelsey's back.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I have one of those players. I have Kate Otten on mine as well. I think it's too much value on a guy that's been balling ever since those other two went down, and even before they went down, he was starting to kind of get more involved in the offense. So,
Yep.
I got Sterling Shepard at plus 265 over on DraftKings. I believe I heard he played college with Baker.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. And then Kate Otten at plus 205. So you got a little better odds on FanDuel, but we always knew that. And then I got D Hop at plus 180 to score touchdown.
Okay. I like D Hop there. I was thinking about D Hop, but I was like, I'm just gonna go with Kelsey just because Kelsey. We've seen that story and that we've seen the tape before. Like
Right.
history repeats itself. But
I'm
I,
wondering if you're
I
looking
like
for a
D-Hop.
reek, where's Baker to run one in?
I didn't like that just because the Chiefs'
Oh,
run defense hasn't been terrible.
he's plus 650. I might actually splash that one when I'm at the book. I mean, he's
Well,
run
there
a
you go.
couple in
You
this
can throw
season,
a reach in
and
there if you want to. It doesn't just
if
have to
they
be me.
need I mean, if they're down and Baker needs to make a play, he's not against, scrambling in the pocket. That it breaks down a little bit. He sees a hole. He's just going to go for it. So I can see that. I can see that being a play.
Okay. What did you say that was?
These are the
650?
games I feel like. I think Baker likes these games where he's a big underdog. He has to come in and do the flexing and the mean mugging and everything. I don't know. I think he enjoys being a big underdog.
Yeah, he does for sure. He likes to prove himself still.
So I think it'll be a fun game, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see. It should be a fun game, and we'll see. Maybe it's another snooze fest, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a good Thursday night Monday night football game. I had Thursday night on my mind for some reason, but all right, that's all that we got for you guys. Thanks again for the love and support. For being here, for subbing. We're growing. We're trying to get to that 50 mark. Right now we're like 48 or 47, something like that. Trying to get to 50 before Sunday kickoff in the morning. So if you guys could help us out on that. But I mean, yeah, you guys will see this video probably a little after that. So that was kind of dumb for me to say. But let's shoot for 50. There we go. We're trying to get to a decent amount by the end of the year. But we'll see how that goes. But until then, anything else for him, Al?
No, I just shout out to the 97% male audience and the 3% ladies. We see you out there. That's what the analytics are telling us. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it, and we will catch you guys in the next video.